Oh, I'm Phil Hester.
And I'm Ande Parks, and you are on Splash Pages.
Is the one obvious thing.
What's wrong with him?
His girl just broke it off.
It's her father. He doesn't want her dating a zombie.
Why? What are they, demons?
She is predeceased.
An outsider?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're asking for trouble.
She broke my heart.
You're a zombie. Technically, you don't even have a heart.
After all of the great cinema that we brought to the world, and we still get no respect.
I don't know why he doesn't like me. I'm responsible. A full-time job.
You work at a haunted house in October.
I'm trying to be healthy. She's a vegan, so...
Wait, you're giving up meat?
Oh, come on.
What are you gonna do? Attack a farmer's market to try to impress her?
Now, if he was a vampire, you'd have a much better chance with her death.
Yeah, those pretty bastards.
I didn't think this would be that hard.
Hard? Man, I'm a zombie and I'm black.
Here we go.
I blame the educational system.
I blame the media.
I blame George Romero.
Oh. How could you be so disrespectful?
Coffee?
Zombies don't know much, but they do know good coffee. Deadly Grounds. It's coffee to die for. And zombie approved.
Who's George Romero?
Just have some coffee.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You are watching Splash Pages. My name is Lee. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. And we're going to kick it on off. Jar Jar, how's it going?
It's going very well. Thank you, sir. I'm excited, but first, can we talk about the intro? I think we need some updating. We've had so many more iconic creators on in the recent histories that I do believe it's in need of an updating.
It does. I need time to make that happen, though.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. You do not have time. It does not need an updating. It's perfect how it is.
It does. I'll add it to the queue. Mr. Drew.
Hey, everybody. I'm the Drew. That's not the spider. Hey, everybody. Sorry. Still getting over having watched all of Spider Noir. Plus, one of our guests wearing an extremely fashionable hat, and I didn't want him to feel left out. But more on that. Everybody stay cool because the classy ladies got the intro. Carrie.
Speaking of hats, I've got mine going. Hi, Dylan. Nice to have you here. Everybody, happy Tuesday. I am super excited about tonight. Ladies and gents, tonight we're bringing you not one, but two incredible creators. Though they can each stand proudly alone, when they come together, it is like bacon wrapped around your filet mignon. Over his 30-plus year career as both a writer and an artist, our first guest has worked on Batman, Superman, Daredevil, Wonder Woman, The Lone Ranger, and notably with our second guest, Green Arrow. He is a man who loves his fedoras and bourbon. And beyond his stunning work with our first guest, our second guest has also worked on Mark Miller's Swamp Thing, Robert Kirkman's Ant-Man, Jeff Lemire's Family Tree, and Tom King's Gotham City Year One. Recently, his works include The Adventures of Lumen N, written by James Robinson, a return stint on Green Arrow, and Jonathan Hickman's Three Worlds, Three Moons, The Institute. Together, these two brought us The Wretch, which I need to own some original art from, and which you must go read if you have not so far. Go check out the last interview where we dove deep inside of its pages. They have done all of this and so much more. But this time around, we're going to be talking about some of their more recent work, and that includes things with Ignition Press and some of the other current projects they have going on. Everyone, please welcome the incredible Ande Parks and Phil Hester.
Hello.
Woo! Hey guys.
All that
Hey.
came from me. It's just,
I was hyping you, buddy. I was hyping you.
He's been
But-
learning to throw his voice, so
It's getting good.
Yeah.
Okay, you know it's funny, Carrie. I feel like we have to point this out. That both Phil and Andy both pointed out that we have sometimes really great banter before the show. So it's almost like an SNL writing room. It's like, oh, these great sketches that are amazing. None of you will ever hear them.
yeah, they don't make it to the
You should
past
charge.
cutting room floor.
That should be
I-
like your red band.
I know.
Patreon,
Pre-show
yeah.
red band.
Splash Pages Red Band. I was like, oh no. I was like,
Well, I was going to say before the show, and thank you, Phil, for reminding us that we need to save it for being live. Carrie, you're talking about Blind Squirrel. The first thing that came to my mind, like, is it moonshine? Because that can make you blind.
No, but he has moonshine. Like the dude has a couple kinds of moonshine. They come in these awesome little jugs that he can hold.
well,
So-
but Carrie, you have to understand where my brain went. I was like, I'm just thinking noxious, dangerous chemicals that are going to blind him, but then turn his powers to level 11. I was like, Squirrel Devil. You know, boom, fantastic. Plus, it gives us an excuse to find him a very adorable miniature puppet red suit with little glasses. You know,
Mahana has been talking about. She's not here tonight. She is unfortunately unable to come, but she is our cosplay genius, British goth gal, and she has been talking about making him some cosplay outfits to take to
Oh,
cons.
really?
I'm just saying, if you do that, you'd have to get a photo with like Mark Waid. I think he would love that. Can you imagine? Like how funny he would be. Like, what? You know.
He's
But
told her how to.
that's fine.
But
Once he's blind, I assume his digging powers are really insane.
Mhm.
Oh, it's great.
He's
He's
protecting all
always
the nuts.
finding them nuts.
He's protecting all the nuts of Big Squirrel City.
he's the
You
only
know?
squirrel that can actually find his nuts. He's got the super senses because
There's got to be a
rest of them-
segue here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true story. But moving
All
on.
right.
So all right,
Sharp
fine.
cut.
have nuts. You guys have a lot of stuff going on. I don't know how you aren't going nuts with everything that you're putting out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Do you guys do like because again we've talked to a lot of creators this year who always mention like some have mentioned like extreme, especially people longstanding in the community have mentioned like extreme sleep schedules. Like I believe Carrie, Leo, wasn't it? One person had like, what was it like? Hi, I'm gonna be up for 3 days, then I'm gonna fall asleep for 2,
Yep.
then I'm gonna keep like I think that was Jay Leaston mentioned an insane schedule. It was like I'm gonna be up for 72 hours, and then I'm gonna go to sleep for 36, and then I'm gonna wake up and do it again. It's like never again. I'm like, oh yes, absolutely, that's insane. So do you guys do like the Da Vinci method? 15-minute power naps. That's how you're able to remain creative in the wee hours of the night.
I think we're both too old for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My days of all-nighters are well past me. And
Okay.
Phil always went more hardcore than I did. Anyway, Phil went so hardcore he almost died from such a
Right.
schedule.
Oh my God.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but so those days are past us, and also not drawing a monthly book really helps you back off of that. I mean, writing, I'm not saying writing is intellectually easier than drawing, but physically it is.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, I guess we'll just segue into things. I can definitely say, Phil, The Adventures of N. Lumen was fantastic, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a huge fan of your collaborator with that, James Robinson, but as a fan of literature and everything, like literally just all 4 of those issues were such a love letter to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Right. Yes. And then peppering other references there. Like, I think for me, like, I loved everything, but I loved that at the end there was the explanation, like, oh, this is a reference to this is that, which just fantastic. Just everything. I really hope there's more because this was just so great. I mean, how did this come about?
It's completely James's baby, and he's been looking for someone to draw it for a long time, and we've been looking for something to collaborate on for a long time. So the stars aligned, and we got to do this project. It's the first little entry into a larger universe that James has concocted.
Amazing.
So we're not on the schedule yet, but there's definitely plans for more material.
Oh, fantastic.
Because James could write, I feel like James could write this book forever. Because it's right in his wheelhouse. And it harkens back to probably my favorite of James's projects, which is Leave It to Chance.
Thank you.
Although Leave It to Chance had a much better artist attached to it, in Paul Smith, but we're doing our best to sort of capture that same sort of all ages, but anything can happen kind of story.
What were the problems that you might have run into, or were there any problems in using copyright, like back in the public domain, Captain Nemo, but is he still on one of the things where it's like, oh, you can use this of him, but not this of him, or is he like completely?
You sort of have to stay away from like Disney's version or and like ethically as an artist, I want to stay away from those things. I want my spin to be my spin.
Right.
So we did have to take care to sort of see what has been done before and try not to tread that same ground. And find its own look, which is the hardest part. But the actual hardest part of that book was the reference, because a lot of it takes place in real places. And they're all period pieces. So, you've got to go back to like the turn of the last century and nail like fashion and architecture and things like that. And then inject your fantasy world on top of that.
Wow. I mean, like I said, the whole thing was just such a beautiful love letter to the genre. I mean, and James is just on, like, first thing first, I'm a huge Leave It to Chance fan. I discovered that later in life, and I own all 3 volumes. I'm just dying to see James at a convention again because, as a Starman fan, amazing. But Leave It to Chance, I was like, God, why isn't this a show? It's so good.
I told him when we started our first conversations about this book that I came to it with some resentment because Leave It to Chance beat out The Wretch for the Eisner for Best New Series that year. I mean, deservedly so, but it was a fun fact before we started working together.
Well, at least you got it out of the way.
Okay, this right here, the Nautilus. Leo, I'm so glad you pulled this up because I was just pulling up the page to show if you hadn't gotten it.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Of your design, what all did you take and where did you grab it from to come up with this amazing design?
There's so many Nautilus designs out there that mainly it's trying to avoid what's already been done. And the only technical aspect I had to meet was that James wanted this idea that it had tentacles that would reach out and grab the sort of little shuttlecraft that it has and put it back on board, or grab cargo and put it on board. And I really wanted to have like an actual Nautilus, like in the design of the ship, which is not been done a lot. And then also try to incorporate a lot of like temple imagery into the bridge. to make it feel like distinctly Indian. So that's the angle I took.
Okay.
I love how it picked up the other craft and placed it right on top. That was like done so well.
Leo's like, I'm trying to sing, and I'm like, here we go.
What were you saying, Jar?
I was going to ask, what of the creations, I guess, you'd call them, of the crafts? What was the most fun to do? Like, was the manta ray like your kind of like baby?
For me, my favorite thing to do in the whole thing was this scene where they went to the steam house.
That was cool.
Yeah, in that sort of Arctic setting, because I love drawing those kind of landscapes, not just because they're easy, but it lends itself to my natural kind of graphic style. So I love drawing like cliffs and snow and ice, and getting to jump into that was like a lot of fun for me. And plus it's an environment you don't see Captain Nemo in a lot. Right. So it was fun to like sort of drop him into that world.
You found a new anchor to torment with constant snow. I like it.
Yeah, Mark Deering. I had to teach Mark Deering what XW snow means.
Leo, did you have any questions?
You're muted, buddy.
Leo.
I know, I had too many windows open.
Leo, issue 2, page 15, by the way.
Okay, give me a second to pull that up.
Okay, there you go. You're amazing. Look at that.
Nice.
Then it went away.
Yep.
He's like, oh,
close
the wrong page.
The multitasking. It's right there.
Ta-da.
Very nice. Yes, Leo, did you have any questions for Phil about this before we move on to the next?
Well, I think we covered pretty much, everything for the inspiration and everything, but it's, I know you said going further back, trying to find different locales. What were some of the locales that you pulled from?
Oh, well, we had the climax of the whole thing takes point at the Pont Neuf in Paris, which is a real place, but we destroy it.
Yeah.
It still exists today, but we went back and destroyed it. But having to draw that and then also coordinate all the action that took place around it, because a lot of the reference you'll find for something that old, if you go back and look at it carefully, you'll notice that like one year there's a building and the next year there's not. And so you don't want to be totally slavish to your reference and like just use photographs over and over again, but you want the spirit of it to be accurate. So it's really tough to find photos of that bridge from that era that aren't related to the world exposition that was taking place at the time.
Okay.
And finding out how many of those were temporary was a real bummer for me because they weren't actually there all the time, but they were really beautiful things. So yeah, that's just a sampling of what it's like to like draw a period piece and why it was such a talent to work on the book.
Oh, well, again, we're definitely looking forward to more. So
me too.
Yeah.
And I think Carrie brought up the image. It's from the first issue. Is this the elephant? Yeah.
Yes.
It was incredible.
That barding is so beautiful. I was just like, I'm in love with. I love how it's at the end of every issue because it just grabs you. It pulls you directly into the whole. It's got the steampunk. It's got the Indian vibe. It's got everything, and Nemo there on top of it. It's just glory, kind of coming at you.
I think that's the place where I got to assert my style a little bit more when we got into the techie aspects of it, because it is definitely a steampunk story, but I wanted to stay away from a lot of the kind of shop worn motifs that are already present in steampunk, but still make it recognizable as steampunk. So I got to sort of like assert my own style a little bit more than usual.
Oh, okay. Well, again, phenomenal.
So,
just to close it up, it's moving from like Gary said, Indian, artistic areas to steampunk, and then even throw dinosaurs in there. It was pretty cool. Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. Andy, Ciudad. What, God, it's just such a grand wall project, but still felt very contained. So how did that kind of come about? Because again, I've never read something like that. And if anything, that kind of inspired my little heading here. I was like, please help me. It's Tuesday. So how did that come about, man? That was pretty unique.
So let me point out that the book was out of print for about a decade. It's now back in print through Ignition.
Okay.
And it's actually called Extraction now. So there's a new cover and it's in color for the first time. So I'm happy to talk about this. I just want people to know that there is a volume you can get in stores right now.
Okay.
So what happened was the Russos, we think of the Russos as the biggest directors in the world, made the Avengers trilogy and, At the time that this project came to be, they were stuck in TV and trying to get back into live features. And they had a nugget of an idea about this guy who saved somebody from a kidnapping in Ciudad del Este, which is a real place in South America. And they wanted to develop it as a graphic novel and a film at the same time. So they went to my producer, Eric Gitter, the guy who's behind Ignition Press, and he gave them my Union Station book, and they liked it enough to say, well, let's work with this guy. So then we kind of bashed out the story together. We did research together, kind of developed an outline together. And then once we had it all nailed down, we went away and made our respective things. I made the graphic novel, they made the screenplay. And then it took a long time to happen. It was between the time I signed the deal and the time the film came out was 12 years. So a long, weird path through Hollywood, but it did happen eventually. And the movies are really killer. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They stray a little bit from the comic, but a lot bit. But
yeah, there are moments in the first one that are that I go, oh, I pitched that. That's in the book. That's me.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of veer off here and there, and yeah, that's fine. I mean, let's be honest. I love comics as much as anybody.
Oh yeah.
But car chases are probably going to be cooler, made by a top tier action director, than they're ever going to be in a comic, and they made the most of that.
Yeah, I read it. I watched it last night, the first one, and then I read Ciudad again, and was like, okay, there's all the beats. Okay, I remember that happening. I remember that happening. I remember that happening, because it had been a while since I'd read it again, and it does. Yeah, they choose a different location and hostage, but it has to be hard to write action. I don't, maybe it's just that it's hard for me to think in action terms, but that was one of the most action-packed action movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's just
that was our goal. I mean, they told us we want an R-rated page turner, like we want action, action, action. So we tried to make it the most action-packed thriller we'd ever seen in a comic book.
Oh yeah.
Success.
And it worked.
Thank you.
And you still have a plot and some like character development, which is good because
I'm proud. I mean, really, the core of the story is that Tyler has an arc. He goes from being a person who views the people he rescues as just targets to being stuck in a place long enough that he has to learn to care about one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of him getting back in touch with his own humanity that he's lost through doing this vicious job.
Well, with the project, is there anything that, like, how do I say this? Like, I know that sometimes with some collections, they'll include like pages that were meant for the book, never got included, kind of like, Ciudad, the lost pages. Was there anything that didn't end up in the book, or, that you maybe drew, no pun intended, and then, it didn't get included? That kind of thing?
Yeah, no, there is something like that, but it goes the other way.
Oh.
There's a moment in the book between Tyler and the young woman he rescues where he has to admit that he's given her the RU-486 drug without her knowledge or consent.
Oh boy.
Because he's used to these people are never in his hands when the fallout happens,
Right.
Yeah.
And so in this case, he gets stuck with this girl and she's going through something physically and he has to say, I did that to you.
Whoops.
And which kind of turns their whole relationship.
Right.
And the Russos, when I pitched that idea, said that's exactly what we want. It's really dark and hard and great. That's what we want. It'll never be in the movie because it's not going to fly with some Hollywood star, but they
Right.
wanted it in the book. So they were willing to make the book a little grittier than they thought might end up on film.
Amazing. Glad to know that we're reading the alternate ending.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you said
You
you said
What we
the
think, Leo?
new versions is in color.
It is for the first time. Yeah, it looks really great.
Leo, if you want
Amazing.
to take that down, I can share the color pages that are up on Amazon.
Oh, cool. And we got a new cover by Dan Panosian, who's
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'll pull those up. But I was gonna ask with the color version, and I'll bring up the images in a second. Did you have to go back and give any further direction? Because like as a black and white, you could just imagine, because it is so violent, kind of like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, with the amped up violence, you would think it may lose something going to color. Did you have any difficulties, in that transition?
No, we got a really great colors. I want to say Rhonda Pattinson. I'll have to look up her name. She's killer. She's doing this book. She did this book, and she's doing my Tyler Rake series that's out now. Both of which are just drenched in blood. So I actually wrote her and kind of apologized. She said, "No, it's all good. I like it." Well, she knew how to handle this stuff.
Well, I think sometimes, you know what it is? It's like, kind of jokingly, I remember when I brought up Spider Noir, which has the option you could watch the series in color or in black and white. And it's funny because, again, you can always tell the attention to detail. And when you watch it in color, the colors are tweaked. So it almost looks like when they would colorize black and white films in Technicolor. So that they're bright, they're a little extra bright, a little bit more. So sometimes, again, if the product is good, adding color, it's not really going to change the story too much.
Right.
So that's, I think, the best thing. Mm-hmm.
She colors the way I like. It's not all colored realistically. It's a limited palette, color theory over realistic choices.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's like fantastic.
Well, Dan is the best cover guy going, I think.
Definitely one of the best. So.
Carrie,
that kind of looks like John
pages?
Cena.
Let's move. Go past that real quick. Let me pull up what I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's just what I have here.
Yeah. No, I have other things. I don't think you got
perfect.
Yep. I got them. Don't worry.
So, are you more of a fan of doing backgrounds as well, or are the characters more your baby on this?
I do enjoy the research and the settings and grounding everything, as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But the characters have to drive everything, or else it's not going to be relatable. So
right.
I do. And, the more writing I do, the more comfortable I get divorcing myself. When I wrote my first graphic novel, I researched everything. And part of that was that I was scared to write. I thought, let me go read another book that I can put off making words and making these characters make choices for me. I've gotten a little more confident since then, so I'm more willing to let the characters just kind of dictate what they want.
Well, here's a question for both of you, Phil and Andy. You guys have worked together so long. I would assume that you're friends. Do you what's how do I say this? What's the support like? Like Phil, when you put out something, is Andy was like, that was a good book, even though I didn't work on it. You did good, buddy. Or like Phil, when Andy's book is getting made in a movie, you're like, saw the movie, loved it. Andy, you killed it. Great stuff. Amazing. You know what I mean? The support. Yeah. Like, do you guys just have a text chat? You're like, yeah, nice work, asshole. Like, good stuff.
No. There's a really strange dynamic at play here. And it's genuine, so I don't want you to think it's a put on.
Well, that's fine.
Like, it's like asking your mom if you're handsome. I mean, seriously. I mean, I remember the exact quote he had written a novel, and he goes, "I'm not going to give it to you to read because I don't want someone who loves me to read this." And because
I get what he means.
You can't be objective about stuff like that.
I'm sorry, that just analogy killed me, Phil.
Yeah, but it's so, you've heard your mom say you were handsome or pretty before, and you're like,
right, and you immediately dismiss
You're damn right, Mom.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're generally aware of each other's projects, and we have respect for what we do, and we've worked together for so long. We kind of know each other's instincts and like what we're going to do, what we expect out of each other. So, like, when I see Andy do something that I didn't expect, it's really cool. But like, it's more like a brotherly thing. Like, I am never going to give my brother a compliment.
You two, sitting with you guys at the Ocon Expo last year was an experience. They're like this well-oiled machine of like handing back and forth different pieces that you're doing. You're like, hey, Carrie, hold this. Okay, here you go, Andy. Here you go, Phil. Back and forth, and it's just like constantly smooth. Like there is no subtext as far as like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. It was just, talk to the people that's doing this, talk to the person who do that, and just pass back and forth. And I've heard that the one thing I've missed out on is going out to dinner with you. That is apparently just an experience all on its own. And I need to know why, because they wouldn't tell me why. It was just one of those like, you really need to go out sometime because you won't believe what it's like to sit down for a meal with these two. So what am I missing there?
We have very rigorous expectations from both the restaurant and our fellow diners.
It's true.
Okay.
And so I believe everybody has a mutant ability. Mine is befriending bartenders. Phil is the ability to remember everything you've ever ordered in his presence and how you screwed it up.
That is amazing. I kind of Carrie, like as you're saying this, I'm imagining, I was like, what they do is they sit in a crowded bar and they try to instigate a fight.
Oh no.
Just puppet mastering. No, not you get in a fight. You instigate others, and you just sit and watch the carnage. Like, yes, dance, puppet, dance. In the quiet corner, and you're like, okay. So you win. So you're the one paying the tab. All right, good.
No, we're good Midwestern boys. We would never do anything like that.
But we do. If you eat with us, you get to taste a lot of things because we want to examine this menu in detail.
The whole menu.
We share.
So you guys aren't going out to like Applebee's. You're going out to a good restaurant.
Right.
Okay.
Applebee's.
We try not to waste our dinners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you see that Phil was immediately like, no.
If we went to Applebee's, I would be pissed off for the whole weekend.
You don't like Chef Mike?
Get out.
No.
Get out, Leo.
No change.
I mean, I will agree to you that I've explained to people that the after con dinner is a sacred tradition, and if you are included in anybody's, like, it's almost like literally Carrie was telling me about everything you two did for her, and literally kind of like the whole found family thing. I was like, I feel like I should write them a note, like, thank you for taking care of our Carrie, because she was just messaging me. She's like, this is so big, I'm so underwhelmed. And I'm like, yes, there are bigger fish out there than Terrificon. So she was like, oh, I was at their booth. And I was like, okay, good. Like, literally, I was like, thank you for preventing a panic attack. You're both amazing. Appreciate you both. Come on the show. Subtle, but then business.
Take care, Carrie. And by the way, I don't say this to say Carrie will not be dining with us in the foreseeable future. That may well happen. But one of our rules is we don't do these big cluster F con dinners where there's 14 people and nobody knows what to. No.
Right.
Hard cap of 6.
Oh wow.
There's
we don't tolerate more.
Well,
when we're going to be in when you're going to be in Omaha, I'm going to be there with you. We're apparently doing a panel. I still am waiting to get back the email on that.
That doesn't sound
so I know
like
exactly.
Gary, you might get on the wait list for this for the Phil and Andy experience.
Well,
So definitely.
I was gonna say, have you guys been to Biaggi's yet? I don't know if you're fans of Italian food or not, but
Who's
my
not
dad,
fond of
it's my
Italian?
dad's favorite, so I've been there 100 times.
oh, okay. So you've had the bread that's
He
amazing.
sampled the
Our big
menu, Gary.
shakeup this year in Omaha, I think, is we're going to switch hoary old steakhouses. We've gone to the same one for about 5 years now. It's time to mix it up, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
which one have you been going to?
We've been
'Cause
doing the Gorats.
Gorats.
okay.
And we've done it. It's time to look around.
My mom has one that she goes to every time. I'll double check and see. I want to say it's Jake's or something, but she's like, that's where you take everybody always because it's the best steakhouse. When she would entertain clients, that was where she preferred to take people.
It's I swear to God, Leo, we got to have more variety after Terrific Con because we're so predictable.
Yeah.
What do? We get Pepe's,
Chinese or
obviously,
Pepe's.
Well,
and then
I do have the smoker this year.
you do. That's true, but we're not smoking pizza.
No. Maybe I'll make a nice brisket or something.
There you go.
Ooh.
But I think I swear to God, when we go the second night, I swear to God, if we do Chinese again, I think Mohana will be like, no chicken fingers. She's so
These guys-
mortified.
So
These
just
guys- yeah,
to,
you tell them.
yeah, Andy.
Yeah,
Phil,
you tell them.
just to fill you in. You've been to Terrificon.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, I know. I live, like 8 minutes away from it, and there's a Chinese place we got, and it was a large group of us. It was probably a dozen or so.
Yeah, we didn't follow your rules. We do about a dozen, but it's all people at our table. So we know these people. It's not just, oh, do you want to come over to some stranger's house and eat our food? Absolutely. The address is here.
Yeah. So being a nice host, I let people decide what they wanted, and they decided on Chinese. So I got everybody's order, and almost everybody ordered chicken fingers. Oh my God, we had chicken fingers for like 2 weeks. It was insane.
I think literally his wife was like begging, please take some home. Like, for the love of God, there's just so many and we won't eat them.
I don't eat chicken, but each side of chicken fingers were like 6 inches long, 2 inches thick, like 10 of them or something.
It was like a Jurassic Park. It was like Jurassic Park chicken
fingers to go through, and I'm just like,
huge.
All right, you just do you then.
Yeah.
So Mark
that
Deering
person would not get a invite back from us.
No. Chicken. There's still a guy we just call chicken tacos.
And this was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, 25 years ago at least.
Oh my God.
I've forgotten his real name long ago. He's
that's so funny. But yeah, like I said, the after-con meal is the sacred right. That's if you don't have somewhere to go, a diner or some sort of restaurant, usually the diner is the best. You can sit, relax. You don't give a fuck if you're in costume. You just eat, talk about the con, and then, all right, we're going to drive back to wherever we are. Good luck. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. Bye.
We kind of have to do a big one, though, because we have to get everybody together and make sure, did everything work right? Were all the cameras on? Did everything,
Yeah, but that's a pre-show.
The luxury of being able to go off and have our lovely meal. But I will find the steakhouse, and I'll let you know about it. I want to jump on real quick because I did finally get the pictures ready, and we kind of got talking. But I do want to show. Here's what we got for Extraction. So this is what they've put up on Amazon. These aren't all in order, but
great. Look at that.
This is you just saw the black and white version of Ciudad, and this is what they did with the coloring, and it's very muted here.
It's a limited palette, which is what I like.
Yeah.
It doesn't. People somehow Phil and I, when we worked together, we were hard to color. People overthought it, and then we get colored by the best. Remind me, Phil, the guy Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're like, it's not that hard. Just make brilliant choices every time. What's the problem with you people?
Yeah. Don't try to draw for us.
Right.
Well, this is something I noticed, and correct me, I could be wrong. but I'm pretty sure that this panel, the Kafum, because I loved the fact that it was Kafum, was behind the car in the black and white, and then
I don't know. I don't remember.
it got brought forward as it's transparent with the color. But
Yeah. Nice.
that could just be me. I might have had it wrong, but it makes more sense this way. So
Man, I tell you, it gets exhausting writing sound effects for these action things.
Buddha, snick, flip.
I write a lot of brams and blams. I don't know what else to write. It's
There you go.
I'm more of a kapow kind of guy myself.
There you go. Fa-boom.
Dylan would like to know if Mike Mignola is an inspiration for you.
No. I mean, I really admire him, and we've come to the same place in a lot of ways, but it's more that we are inspired by the same people. Except for there's a a lot of the same high contrast artists inspired us, except for there's a road and it has a fork in it, and one fork leads to Jack Kirby and one leads to Frank Frazetta.
I knew it.
I was on the Jack Kirby one and he's on the Frank Frazetta one.
Yeah. Frazetta and George Bridgman. There's a ton of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Mignola's compositions, are almost always this Frazetta triangle composition.
Yeah. And even his storytelling style is like a 180 from mine. Mine's very cinematic and propulsive, and his is very still. Like even when there's action in a panel, it looks like it's frozen, like intentional, but it's a frozen moment in time. And then he'll also have these little kind of postage stamp panels across a page that actually stop the reader. They halt the reading process, and that's intentional. He's doing that because he wants the image to have an identity by itself.
Right.
But I'm against that. I'm not against it, but like in my work, I want you pulled and pushed along the page. So I'm closer. I would say Frank Miller's a much bigger influence on me.
Okay. Nice.
He's my biggest influence too, just as a writer, probably.
Oh yeah. And then
So I just before we leave this, and I just wanted to bring this up. So Carrie, it wasn't behind the car.
Okay.
But it is,
Thanks for grabbing.
Yeah, it is posted.
It's harder to see because they dropped it in color and brought it forward a little bit.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit, and I know we touched a little bit on collaboration, but so Andy, in reading this, your words really flow well with the action. I know, it wasn't planned to be a movie, but it really flows well. So you must have had a great collaboration with the artist. With that being said, Phil, how is it collaborating with Andy? And is there stuff that he does giving direction to you, that you find unique, that, improves the process?
Well, almost all our collaborations to date have been pretty much strictly on the art side of things. I've not drawn one of his scripts, and he's not drawn one of mine. So
not since Uncle Slam,
not since way back when. So too bad you couldn't find that.
I know. It looks so freaking funny, man.
But it is fun and funny. But like that was
and then again,
that was more of a loose kind of like it was closer to a jam session than it was to like a structured comic book. It was just Andy riffing on themes and he also, I didn't like fully draw that book. I basically gave him very bare bones layouts, and it was sort of his own, it's closer to being his own baby. So to date, most of our collaborations have been as penciler and inker.
Yeah. All right. So
I've only gotten to ink things that he's written a small handful of times.
Okay. All right, Carrie, you had some?
Oh, I was just like you're saying, giving direction. Seeing these two work together, it doesn't seem like they need to give each other direction at this point. Like early on, I'm sure you had a lot of talking, but you're just so seamless in everything that you do with each other.
Actually, no, we did not. Like early on, I saw his portfolio and he saw mine, and we sort of knew we were on the same track aesthetically. And at that point, I think in our careers, we've been not necessarily collaborating with people we wanted to. And I saw somebody that was like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He knows what I'm doing. And from the jump, from like the very few 2 or 3 things we did, I knew we were on the same wavelength. So there wasn't a lot of direction going on at that point.
Oh,
it was really lucky. We were not only at we had the same general philosophies about what makes cool comics. We're also almost identical stage of development as far as like just about to have a career, not quite there, still hungry.
Yeah, it's sort of like forming a band when you're right on the cusp of being professionally good. And that's sort of what our collaboration's been like. But Carrie's right now, it's like almost telepathic. Although Andy doesn't ink much anymore. Like the cover you've had as a background this whole time, that's the last thing we've done together. And that was months ago.
Yeah.
But we'll still collaborate at conventions.
Of course.
Yeah, I had to put that up because I was like, okay, we've got Andy's book with Phil's cover, so working together. This was the best thing I could find recently that you'd worked on. That and I love the physical comic, but in these, I've noticed a lot lately that people have been using a lot of red covers, and it almost looks 3D when it's a bit smaller than this to me. Yeah. Like it really bounces out when that happens.
Again, that's Brad Simpson. I always want to call him the other Brad Walker. Brad Simpson, and his color theory, he knows that if you place that cool bluish guy against that red background, it's just going to jump.
Right.
Yeah. Now, that's from Bad Thoughts, and Andy, we have you'd sent us Bad Thoughts. Can we show some of that? Or that has been
number
the first
one came out this week, so yeah.
Okay. Wanted to make sure before we went anywhere. So this is an awesome book. We get to follow somebody who's, or would you say they're psychic or they're just like very in tune?
I describe him as an empath who only picks up on people's most vile, awful, violent thoughts. That's all he gets.
And he's also not just directly in front of people, but he was able to stand at like the scene of something and kind of roll back.
That's the second part of his power or curse, that violent actions linger in time and space for him in a way that he can pick up on. So he can never go to Auschwitz. His brain would probably melt. He's in the grocery store and some guy called his wife a whore in the produce department the day before. Jack might go like, that's unpleasant. So he goes to crime scenes and it opens himself up to these horrors, which is a very unpleasant thing to do, but it makes him valuable as an investigator.
Right.
That's a cool take. I've not heard that before.
Again, just so fucking cinematic.
Yeah, I got really I asked for Dave Wachter on this book, and I do give him complete scripts, but he knows, every artist I work with, I think, knows that I trust them completely. And so he'll take liberty, even though I write a complete script, I always go back and look at the finished art and tweak and kind of, see where things need to be adjusted. Because I want the artist to have free reign to tell the story the way they want.
And Dave is Dave's like a superstar in the making. So you kind of have to chew on and freedom to do what he wants to do, because you're going to get back a better product.
Yeah. Always pleasant surprises when you're working with a guy like that.
I really like the lettering and all of that with the sound effects, everything just being yellow without being super overly outlined or hashed in,
Dave did almost all of the sound effects. I think there's only a few here and there that he didn't do. So he drew them on the art, and then the colorist just has to figure out how to color them.
How many issues ahead do you write?
So one of the different things about Ignition is that one of their core philosophies is they wanted to get off the treadmill of, holy shit, this thing is due Thursday. We got to go. So I wrote all 5 issues of Bad Thoughts before Dave started drawing. I think.
Oh, wow.
If not, maybe 3 or 4 of them. My next book, which hasn't been announced yet, I'm finishing the script for number 5 now, and the artist won't start for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a little breathing room. Nobody is constantly under the gun and pulling all-nighters like we talked about before the show started. It opens up opportunities. I'm writing number 5. I can easily go back and say, you know what, this resonates a lot more if this guy does this in number 2. It's no problem. I don't even know what the question was.
Just how far ahead you wrote for
your
script.
I'm working way ahead.
And that's cool that you've already got the next book like ready to go.
Yeah, and I can't say too much, but it's period, it's crime, and it's got a superstar artist.
Well, can't wait to read it.
Thank you.
So with the Ignition Press, they started with all of the cold opens, the issue zeros. And I know that they've stopped doing them in some cases, but I know you said we can't talk about the book that you're working on, but Phil has been recognized as now working for Ignition Press as well. So are you guys still required to do the issue zeros, the cold opens?
I don't know if we're required to, but I have on both of my projects. One that I'm writing and drawing, and one that I'm just writing. And the cold opens are done on both of those, actually.
Does it feel like it's fun to put forth the proof of concept for them? Just whether you have to or not?
Yeah,
just to like...
the only thing that gives me pause is I start to wonder about where it will fit in a collection, because I love writing and drawing these opening scenes are really important to me. Like, they really have to have a big impact. And it's almost like doing it twice. It's like doing an encore before you start your concert.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been really seduced by the idea that I can add more information before we officially start. To me, that's really cool. So I love the idea of that cold open being for like people that buy in early and they want to see where this is going to go. I want those people to be rewarded by something that is like got some meat to it. I don't want it to be just a little toss off scene like a DVD extra. I want it to add to the story. So in both of those cases, I really feel like they're good standalone stories on their own, and they inform the longer story that's coming after. But you don't absolutely have to read them.
Right.
I found it really challenging. I had bad thoughts. It's a project I kicked around for like a decade before I wrote it. So I had it very tight in my brain, and they said, now we need a cold open. I was like, oh crap. I know the story. What am I going to do? It ended up being really cool. And I got to drop, like Phil's talking about, I got to drop a little tidbit about Jack's origin that you won't find anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So I did enjoy it. But I'm finishing my 3rd project with Ignition. I've only done 1 cold open. We didn't do one on the Tyler Rake series. And they've kind of backed away from them unless they have a specific event. Like, we debuted Bad Thoughts Cold Open at Planet Comic-Con. If they have a big event like that, they know they can target, they'll do it. Otherwise, they've kind of backed off, because the idea was a Kickstarter model. And because they're like $10 pledges, the shipping was kind of unwieldy. And so that kind of was an issue. And so if they have an event where they can sell it to people directly, they'll do that. But I don't think the Kickstarter thing is going to continue.
Yeah, I got the Murder Podcast cold open through the Kickstarter, and that was, but they made up for. I mean, I do a lot of the Kickstarter promotion here, and it was kind of like, okay, that's a lot for a shorter comic, but like I got a pin and I got a bunch of different Ignition Press merch, so it was like, this is totally worth it, And it was
they've got a great fulfillment lady named Nikki who works in Joplin, has a warehouse there. And she does a great job. I just did a whatnot for some Bad Thoughts extras, some signed books, some remarked. And I talked to somebody who got one, and they said, yeah, it's wrapped in black paper with an Ignition sticker on it. So you really feel like you're getting a special thing when it shows up.
And also the Murder Podcast Cold Open is like the proof of concept that sold me on doing it for my books. Like, when I saw how well Jeremy had pulled it off, I was like, oh yeah, we can do this. This will be fun,
Right.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah, I know the ones we've read have been really cool, especially the What was the one in the jail with the ghosts?
Oh yeah.
Deluge.
Is that Cullen's book?
Yeah.
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 Cullen's was the first one that was actually fully completed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because Murder Podcast had more issues, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of fully completed, I know we are at time, so we're going to wrap things up. Let's kick it over to you, Andy, first. Where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
Really, I've kind of got it down to just Instagram. I'm on Blue Sky, but I don't use it a lot. So Instagram, I will always announce things that are coming out or what's coming up, FOC dates, stuff like that. So please look for me there. And because my name is spelled funny, I'm easy to find if you spell it the way I do.
Awesome. And we have that link in the show notes. And also, what's the next con you're going to be at?
I don't think I have anything until the end of July is packed. I'm doing Omaha, and the next weekend I'll be in San Diego for the first time in about 15 years.
Yes. I will look, sir. I'm going to be at San Diego. I'll look for you.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going out to do ignition stuff, so I'm excited.
All right, well, look for the ignition booth.
It'll be outside the venue, but I think not far away is what I
Okay.
I don't know if
First time going, I'm going to get completely lost. So, yes.
We're sending him random guide dogs along the way.
Please do.
And Phil, same for you. Where do you like people following you?
I'm much more active on Blue Sky. I have sort of a vestigial presence on X or Twitter, where I will sometimes mirror my Blue Sky posts just to announce important things. I don't really like interacting on there anymore.
Nope.
And then I have a fan page on Facebook that's run by my buddy Austin Hamblin. So if you're strictly a Facebook person, you can see news there and artwork there and get a hold of me there.
Nice. And same for you. What's the next con you got coming up?
It'll be Ocon in July in Omaha. And gosh, there might be something right after that, but then the next big one will be Terrificon in August.
Awesome. I'm going to stop you at both.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody for a fine evening. Definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Also, we're going to be adding them to our website as well, so definitely look for their creator pages coming up. And we'll do a quick rundown. Carrie.
Hey, everybody. If you want to reach me, and I've been doing a lot of Carrie's crowdfunding corners lately. We're going to be doing one on Thursday that is for New Pain Pro. I'm going to have Keith Champagne, Tom Nguyen, Rich Stonky, and Richard Miller all on talking about Punch issues 1 through 3, as well as a dual thing of The Art of Jerry Ordway that they have going for crowdfunding. And I've been putting up little ones where I don't actually get to talk to the creators, but I've been putting up like, hey, you really need to fund this. You're going to get some great ideas. You're going to get some great items. And you're going to help somebody fund their passion. So follow those. If you want to find me, look at me on Carrie Sanders on Facebook. If you see a judgmental looking crow looking at you, you found my stuff. You can go and see all my other things. I write some. I've got a couple of books out there that I'm published in. And yes, Dylan, it will be live on Thursday. I'll post that up for you. But yeah, follow me. Follow some crowdfunding. And I'm going to be hooking up with these guys over at Omaha and having a little panel. A little panel. It's going to be a fun panel. So, yeah.
Jar Jar.
Hey, I'm everywhere, but only follow me on Facebook. And beyond that, Facebook. Come check out Twitch if you want, but Facebook.
Okay.
Jar Jar, by the way, bonus points for the halo of light you've got behind you. It's really...
Thank you. I'm an angel.
Yeah.
Mr. Drew.
He's an angel, but only in the outfield.
And you're the devil. There we go.
And but only the one in disguise. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Like Leo said, make sure to follow us on YouTube. Check out our website. He's been killing it with getting us looking far more professional than we actually am. Lies. We're very professional. Only on Tuesdays. If you need to get in touch with me, you can find me, Drew Malo, on Facebook, Ghost Mr. Man 1984 on Instagram. Same thing with Blue Sky. I'm posting every day. I'm exhausted. Please like more of my posts so I can keep doing it and eventually get a nap. And if you need to get in touch with me, leave a message after the beep. Thank you. And please tune in next week when we have the great Mitch Halleck from Terrificon himself will be coming on. So we're going to be talking about what, the show, what he's been up to, things we can expect. And until then, this has been your Tuesday, and we are Splash Pages. So good night.
Bye, everybody.